Nile Valley Ultra Terrestrial Radio, representing Nile Valley Ultra Terrestrial Cosmic Network, along with Nile Valley Ultra Terrestrial Institute and the Nile Valley Scrolls, along with Utopian Dreams, broadcasting on the arc frequency, telepathically searching for signs of life. The title of this Nile Valley Ultra Terrestrial Radio broadcast happens to be DJED'WA, Divine Reawakening, Wednesday, 12/23/15, 11:11 a.m. Eastern Time. Our broadcast update being also Thursday, 12/31/15, 6:56 p.m. Eastern Time. Introduction. Even though we became deeply inspired to produce this Nile Valley Ultra Terrestrial Radio broadcast and this Nile Valley Ultra Terrestrial Scroll, we had to fight our way through adversity, hostility, jealousy, malice, attempted sabotage, treachery, subversion, and treachery at every turn. All pseudo-cultural information, regardless of what it may be, is traced back to the ultra-terrestrial illuminated original Cometian mystery system. There is also deeply rooted animosity, hatred, hostility, jealousy, and malice toward the ultra-terrestrial illuminated original Cometian mystery system among the Vampire Federation of European secret societies, also the independent alternative news media, especially among the Melkite Coptic Negroes who pretend to be receptive toward original Cometian ancient culture. I now suggest and advise each and every individual that is listening to also this Nile Valley Ultra Terrestrial Radio broadcast and reading this Nile Valley Ultra Terrestrial Scroll. Think deeply about what is now being presented. This is a divine reawakening. Hotep to all ultra-terrestrial illuminated original Cometian so-called Black Egyptian DJED'WA brothers and sisters. This is a divine reawakening, now beginning to divinely also take place among us, across the global environment. Individuals from different ethnic groups in every country are now beginning to respond to the silent resonance of the hymn-netter, 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 broadcasted, projected, sent forth, and transmitted by the DJED'WA cultural gatekeepers. This is also being symbolized and coded in the new, most recent Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. I happen to be referred to as an ultra-terrestrial original Cometian DJED'WA, Lord and Shechem. Also, the Star Wars Hollywood movie series is based on exclusively and totally the ultra-terrestrial original Cometian legend of the DJED'WA, referred to as the Jedi, by the writers and producers of the Star Wars movie series and by the Vampire Federation of European Secret Societies. I have been reminded often that DJED'WA hymn-netters, guardians and gatekeepers, are the most feared and revered ultra-terrestrial group across the galaxy. Among also the Melkite, Coptic, Negro, African American mass population, the Moors have been referred to as the primary cultural group. Also, the Moors are not in the same cosmic realm of cultural awareness of the DJED'WA, referred to as the Jedi, by the Vampire Federation of European Secret Societies and the producers and writers of the Star Wars movie series. We shall now speak of an ultimately important and seemingly controversial issue and situation concerning financial pledges. I have been in meditation in reference to the comments expressed by different individuals concerning financial pledges. Think deeply about what is now being presented. All so-called mainstream news media outlets are controlled and funded by 6 media conglomerates. Their ultimate and only purpose is to misdirect and misinform the American mass population. It had been said by a former director of the Central Intelligence Agency, referred to by the acronym CIA, that we shall know that our program is complete when everything also the American people believe is false. Now think deeply about what I just said. All truly independent alternative news internet sites ask for much needed financial pledges because they are not funded by the media conglomerates, who in turn are funded by the Vampire Federation of European Secret Societies. Many people refer to as the so-called Illuminati. We should not have to ask for much needed financial pledges. As I speak and meditate on this, different independent internet news alternative sites come to mind, and each one of those alternative internet sites have been asking repeatedly for much needed financial pledges, which should automatically be extended by each and every individual seeking accurate information. Financial pledges are continuously and consistently required to cover overall weekly expenses from work being continuously done behind the scenes. We now say to each and every individual that if you do not have accurate information, your chances for survival and prosperity becomes also drastically diminished. Each and every individual that looks for and seeks accurate information most definitely should extend financial pledges each and every week toward Nile Valley Ultra Terrestrial Radio, Nile Valley Ultra Terrestrial Cosmic Network, and Nile Valley Ultra Terrestrial Institute. Go to Nile-Valley-Network.blogspot.com. When a Nile Valley scroll appears, scroll down to the bottom of the page, click the PayPal hyperlink, and extend your financial pledges. We are now approaching the closing of the Festival of Heru, Yin and Yang. Sunday, 12/20/15 until Friday, 1/1/16 is the ultra-terrestrial illuminated original Cometian so-called Black Egyptian Festival of Heru. Kwanzaa, Christmas, and Hanukkah also have been copied, adapted, synthesized, and plagiarized from the Festival of Heru. This ancient cosmic esoteric 13-day ancient ceremonial ritual is based on the retoning of yin, symbolized by woman, with yang, symbolized by man. The yin and yang symbol did not originate in China. Instead, the origin of the yin and yang symbol is ancient Kemet, also referred to as Egypt, symbolizing the man and woman being equal, one to also the other. That situation changed in the pseudo-cultural paradigm of patriarchal and chauvinistic rule of European males over European society based on the illusion and propaganda of white male supremacy, now destroying itself as feminism is being destroyed also. The so-called feminists rose up in revolt against male chauvinists in a patriarchal society ruled totally by European males that treated yin auras, women, like slaves and servants, peasants, and property. During the date of 12/21/15, referred to as the autumn equinox, that is the beginning of the festival of Het Heru, and during the timeline of 13 days being completed during the date of 1/1/16, January 1st, referred to as the New Year. Think deeply about what is now being presented. Also, during the date of January 1st, 2016, the planet Sirius, Sirius, appears over the Great Pyramid of Heru, directly above the Great Pyramid. Western Europeans have referred to the Great Pyramid as the Pyramid of Giza. That is foreign and non-existent language. There is no Giza. The Great Pyramid is referred to as the Pyramid of Heru, just as the word Jerusalem was copied and plagiarized from the word Heru, Heru Salam. During this date of Thursday, 12/31/15, we now advise and encourage each and every individual that is listening to this ultimately important divine utopian ultra-terrestrial illuminated original Cometian broadcast, for you to go into deeper meditation, deeper than you ever have before, to connect with each and every original Cometian ultra-terrestrial DJED'WA brother and sister that you know of, to continue establishing our divine utopian independent sovereignty during the year and timeline of 2016. As we broadcast, project, send forth, and transmit our collective divine utopian electromagnetic thought vibrations into the planetary magnetic field and cosmos, our combined DJED'WA original Cometian ultra-terrestrial thought vibrations change the frequency pattern around this planetary magnetic field during our divine utopian reawakening, reestablishing the foundation of our divine utopian ultra-terrestrial illuminated original Cometian DJED'WA cultural foundation. We are now entering the next phase of the so-called Great War, referred to as being World War III. That war is also being referred to as a secret space war that is beyond the comprehension of most individuals. This is also referred to as a cosmic war based on the so-called hybrid alien vampire federation of European secret societies attempting to establish their so-called New One World Order. We have also reposted the following comments for you to also think deeply about. We also know for certain that in the process of also forming these alliances with alien ETs, the committee MJ12 has become mind-controlled and essentially taken over by the alien artificial intelligence and has become their tool to terraform the earth and subdue its human inhabitants according to a secret, sinister, draconian alien agenda. The draconian Draco alien agenda is very complex, but is based on the principle of altering the genetic material of certain families' bloodlines and empowering them with also the power of the artificial intelligence. A notably evil power with no ability to express regard for human feeling, human suffering, or human life in general. I now say again, the alien agenda is very complex, but is based on the principle of altering the genetic material of certain families' bloodlines and empowering them with the power of artificial intelligence, a notably evil power with no ability to express regard for human feeling, human suffering, or human life in general. This to be followed by the creation of a new alien ET human hybrid race with interdimensional psi power. But after 90% of the world's humans are eliminated by various multimodal means, including engineered wars, diseases and plagues, and other means. As far as the Draco alien mafia group that has established control over the secret societies in the Bush crime family, we now know for certain their alien agenda is hateful toward humans and is dedicated to using them as being serfs and slaves, and then mass murdering them and replacing them with also their own alien artificial intelligence, human hybridized alien breed. In fact, also this alien attitude toward humans that has been inculcated in these key 13 bloodline families is one that views humans with complete hatred along with disgust, and is deeply committed to ritually sacrificing infants and mass murdering humans in large numbers through pre-engineered and staged wars. Some insiders that have broken away and spoken against also the Draco conspiracy at great personal risk have claimed the greatest skill the treaty participant Draco Mafia group had was advanced mind control, including the deployment of mind control and engineered social, cultural mind control. These methods were so advanced that most humans were like deer in the headlights. Suffice to say, there is a Draco alien mafia, and it is remarkably anti-human. It has a long-term agenda being deployed that goes back thousands of years. Numerous times in the past, also the Draco alien mafia was able to set up kingdoms that were run by large alien-human hybrid giants. We know for certain the artificial intelligence is empowered by the Draco alien mafia, which is evil and has also set up its own system by which it can control the leaders of Western nations and the majority of the citizens too. It is expected by some insiders that as this massive consolidation occurs and the nations are destroyed and reconstituted by a nuclear World War III with two major battles, all secret society, mafia, chieftains, kingpins, cutouts, and assets will be sacrificed and also destroyed in a surprising reversal of unexpected fortune, never expected by the super elite, deviant oligarchs that now run the world. Ultra-terrestrial, divine, utopian, cosmic self-defense. We are fighting an interdimensional, intergalactic, alien versus ultra-terrestrial cosmic war. Those individuals that have arrogantly and ignorantly chosen to dismiss this information, they have already mentally, spiritually, and physically perished. We have posted the following comments for you to think deeply about. Before we go to the following reposted comments, we are now re-emphasizing again the ultimate value, significance, and importance of extending your financial pledges to Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Radio, Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Cosmic Network, and Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Institute. Go to nile-valley-network.blogspot.com. When the Nile Valley scroll appears, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and click the PayPal hyperlink to extend your financial pledges. Also, on the YouTube channel at Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Radio, go into also the Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Radio archives and listen to the previous broadcasts to be updated on the most important, ultimately valuable and significant information across the global environment in reference to specifically our divine utopian ultra-terrestrial illuminated original Cometian DJED'WA Foundation and Cosmic Family Reawakening, as being symbolized in the most recent Star Wars movie, The Force Awakenings, which is a disguised message referring to us, the DJED'WA, brotherhood and sisterhood, reawakening the ultra-terrestrial illuminated original Cometian DJED'WA Foundation culturally. You can also contact us at Facebook on the Facebook site Ark Lord Imhotep, IMHOTEP, Ark Lord Imhotep, and express your comments, most definitely writing encouraging words of inspiration for us, being ultimately appreciated. I can also be contacted at lordamenra@yahoo.com. Lord Amen Ra, LORDAMENRA @yahoo.com. You can also go to the YouTube channel to Utopian Dreams, our Divine Utopian original musical collective. That's UTOP 'ION Dreams, DREAMZ, on the YouTube channel. We now return to the Nile Valley ultra-terrestrial radio broadcast to reposted information in reference to the draconian alien computer system as follows. The Draco alien computer system is now pure artificial intelligence and has gained control over all Western intel using multimodal control systems, which, if the public were able to understand, would be considered superhuman and astounding, but also criminal and anti-human. Right now, the Draco alien computer system, which is actually pure artificial intelligence run by the new algorithms, it continuously and continually creates itself and recreates itself as influenced by the Draco alien mafia, appearing to be in complete control of those who run Western governments. We have no evidence the leaders of the Russian Republic have been taken over by the Draco alien mafia, nor the Chinese leaders have been taken over by this artificial intelligence computer system, although it has been reported they are being attacked by it, so far unsuccessfully. We know for certain those individuals with very strong independent character that are highly moral cannot be psychotronically controlled and will resist successfully. We know also that unless humans give consent in some form, the Draco alien mafia cannot advance with its agenda. Only if individuals give their consent can the draconian alien presence advance. We know also for certain that every time in history that alien force advanced and almost succeeded in establishing its alien agenda, the unseen, omnipotent power of the universe delivered monstrous destruction upon those alien hybrid humans and their captive cultures who accepted their leadership. Judgment for the evil world leaders, infiltrators, and usurpers is on the way. We should expect the same judgment and the days of supremacy for that alien force here on earth, and its chieftains, kingpins, cutouts are coming to an end. As in the past, the alien agenda is being stopped cold, and those who are gladly part of it shall be destroyed. Remember this: If the masses resist in a certain percentage, believed to be an estimated 12%, the alien agenda cannot advance no matter what. It can be stopped cold. Cosmic power can be deployed against also them, and if done in mass, shall be incredibly powerful. Group thought by group imagery is one method. If on every hour of the day, when awakened and enlightened individuals also image in their minds the draconian alien rulers being hit with final judgment and being brought under divine retribution, it can happen. Do not ever underestimate also the human mind and aura. Yes, most members of society are completely mind controlled by the draconian artificial intelligence control system, of which the mainstream news media, owned and run by the 6 corporate media conglomerates, is a very key part. We now re-emphasize again the Vampire Federation of European Secret Societies refer to the American mass population as Goyim, being defined and translated into human cattle. In other words, the secret societies view and see the American mass population as being so-called chickens, cows, pigs, and sheep in physical human form. They are being harvested like farm animals. Initially, when I became aware of this, it was difficult for me to grasp this and see so-called human beings as farm animals. And during the course of the previous years, after being involved with various cultural projects and observing in divine utopian silence and also divine observation the unthinkable, unimaginable, hostile, arrogant, diabolical, devious, deceptive, demented, malicious, hostile, subversive, regressive, backwards, treacherous, and woeful, destructive behavior by most of the individuals that I have been in communication with in various areas, in various projects. It has become clear to me also more during the course of each day. Those individuals actually happen to have the consciousness of chickens, cows, pigs, and sheep in the physical human form. And I have no problem whatsoever in seeing them all physically eradicated, exterminated. Yes, I said that because what I have previously experienced and continue to experience, attempting to work also with various groups of individuals, is like all of the Hollywood so-called horror movies being combined into one movie, and that is only the introduction to the introduction. I refer to as Nightmare Cosmic Theater. DJED'WA, Dragon Arc Lord Shechem speaks. We now say again, we are fighting an interdimensional intergalactic, alien versus ultra-terrestrial cosmic war. Those individuals that have arrogantly and ignorantly chosen to dismiss this information, they have already mentally, spiritually, and physically perished. We have posted the following information for you to also think deeply about. Greece is referred to as the foundation of all European pseudo-culture. All Greek pseudo-cultural references were copied, plagiarized, adapted, synthesized, and recycled from the ultra-terrestrial illuminated original Cometian so-called Black Egyptian culture. We have reposted the following information for you to read and to think deeply about. When Europe colonized Kemet, it also colonized the language used to speak about Kemet. Thus, at also the very beginning of Greek domination of Cometian interpretation, one finds the name of Kemet is changed to Egypt. A Cometian original becomes the writing of the Greeks. Subsequently, the appropriation of Cometian cultural forms, places, and concepts, being such as Shennu, Bennu, Tekken, Hor-Maket, Waset, Menefer, Neb-Ankh. Europe claims these is now becoming referred to as Cartouche, Phoenix, Obelisk, Sphinx, Thebes or Luxor, Memphis, and Sarcophagus, and thousands of other terms disrupting the common understanding and awareness of Cometian realities. This was not simply a process that infected thinking about ancient Kemet. It was an ordinary process of European control. Cities in Kemet lost also their Cometian names, only to be reintroduced with European surnames. Rakastus became Alexandria, Harar became Salisbury, and so forth, where Cometian ultra-terrestrial names that seemed difficult for Europeans to pronounce, they gave completely new ones, being such as Leopold, Stanleyville, and Elizabethville. Natural formations lost also their names as Europe colonized mental territories by changing the names of all Cometian ultra-terrestrial, so-called Black Egyptian linguistical identification, thereby confusing most of the individuals among the so-called American mass population into also thinking that Greece was the cultural foundation of the world, when in fact ancient Kemet is the foundation of all. Individuals have referred to Ifa and other names. However, the ultra-terrestrial NVUTR is the foundation of ancient Kemet, regardless of what names you come up with. NVUTR and the Neteru are the so-called big boys and girls that we are now beginning to reconnect with, to also reestablish our independent cultural sovereignty as divine utopian, ultra-terrestrial, illuminated, original Cometians, referred to as the so-called ancient Black Egyptians. We now re-emphasize again for you to go to Nile Valley Network, Nile-Valley-Network.blogspot.com. And when the Nile Valley scroll appears on the page, scroll down to the bottom of the scroll, click the PayPal link and extend your financial pledges. Do this as often as possible, allowing us to continue our divine utopian work behind the scenes to bring you this ultimately valuable, important, and significant information. We divinely speak an ultra-terrestrial, illuminated, original Comanchean DJED'WA cosmic language. Also, the writing style that is being presented happens to be far different from what you have previously experienced. If you happen to be an ultra-terrestrial, illuminated, original Comanchean DJED'WA brother or sister, you shall gradually also connect and flow with divine word that is now being presented in the ultra-terrestrial, illuminated, original Comanchean DJED'WA Nile Valley Scrolls. I re-emphasize again, during the course of the timeline between Sunday 12/20/15, which is referred to as the so-called autumn equinox, and Wednesday 1/1/16, the ultra-terrestrial illuminated original Comanchean Festival of Heru takes place, referred to as the so-called autumn equinox by the Western European pseudo-cultural paradigm. This esoteric cultural paradigm, along with also the timeline from December 25th to January 1st, 2016, symbolizes also the reopening of the 7 portals in the planetary electromagnetic field. The 7 portals are referred to also as the 7 wonders of the world. These are 7 electromagnetic hidden portals that are equally distant from one to the other, forming a straight line around the planet Earth in the magnetic field. Now let me say this again. Each portal and each site is equally distant apart from one to the other, and they form a straight line around the Earth in the planetary electromagnetic field. When these portals open, we are most definitely invisibly allowed to retune and reset our individual and collective auras, becoming synchronized with also the retuning and resetting of the planetary magnetic field. Each and every individual also listening to this Nile Valley ultra-terrestrial radio broadcast should be continuously extending your ultimate mental, spiritual, and financial support also to Nile Valley Institute. We must also continue to reemphasize the adversity resonating among us in the so-called African American mass population. It has been said that 99% of all so-called African Americans are Melkite Coptic Negroes and are genetically defective. Some have said 95%, referring to the enlightened beings among us as being the 5%ers. Whereas the Vampire Federation of European Secret Societies refer to them as Goyim, human cattle. They suffer deeply from terminal and woeful gross arrogance and ignorance. They have the consciousness of chickens, cows, pigs, and sheep in physical human form. And we must also be aware that 98% of what is presented on the internet is based on misinformation. They have different programs telling you about the so-called History Channel, Ancient Aliens, and Alien Disclosure, and this and that. And we must keep in mind, all of this is a crude adaptation of the ultra-terrestrial, original, illuminated Kemetic DJED'WA culture. And it has become blatantly obvious there is a deep-rooted hatred toward our ultra-terrestrial, illuminated, original Kemetic DJED'WA cosmic mystery system. In this cosmic war, it is being said the contemporary generation of young adults and the generation behind them are totally doomed, lost, backwards, and cursed. And after further and also deeper continued ongoing divine observation, I have come to a deeper conclusion. The children are backwards, incompetent, and woeful because the generations ahead of them have no divine order. They are the basis of the Goyim, the Vampire Federation of European Secret Societies, referred to as being. In order for the children to come to what I refer to as divine order, the adults have to be brought into divine order. However, they refuse to be told. They are backwards, arrogant, ignorant, misinformed, miseducated, culturally illiterate, ignorant, hostile, mean-spirited, backwards, and subversive. And again, it has not become difficult for me to say those individuals that refuse to come into divine order, they shall be physically wiped out, erased, exterminated, annihilated, also physically destroyed, because their presence and physical existence is threatening toward all of us who also have become aware of the ultimate necessity and purpose of reestablishing divine order among ourselves collectively. And now listen outside to the shooting of guns and different firearms. And I asked the question, what does the shooting of guns, automatic weapons, and other destructive weapons have to do with bringing in the celebration of the new year? And we are looking at also the Western European cave-dwelling Neanderthal beast who walks upside also down and sees everything in the opposite, being subversive, degenerate, violent, and also destructive to that which is constructive, and sees the destructive as being constructive. And I reemphasize again that among the various groups of enemies that have a deeply rooted hatred, jealousy, animosity, and subversive mentality also toward us, the ultra-terrestrial, illuminated, original Cometian, DJED'WA, cosmic brother and sisterhood, they are in some cases more dangerous than so-called white male supremacy being directed toward us. We must now communicate with one another collectively during the course of each day to collectively raise ourselves up each day, reconnecting with and retuning ourselves on the arc frequency as we ride the cosmic arc. This is DJED'WA, Dragon Arc Lord Shechem Amen Heru Imhotep, also referred to as Arc Lord. I now re-emphasize again, go to Nile-Valley-Network.blogspot.com, and when the Nile Valley scroll appears, DJED'WA, Divine Reawakening, go to the bottom of the page, click the PayPal hyperlink, and extend your financial pledges. We can also be contacted at Facebook on our Facebook site. Type in Arc Lord Imhotep. Record your divine utopian, encouraging, and enlightening comments in the DJED'WA brother and sisterhood of ultra-terrestrial, ancient, illuminated Kemet. On the YouTube channel, type in Utopian Dreams, UTOP''ION DREAMZ, and listen to our Utopian Dreams music channel. Listening to the songs recorded, produced, arranged, and performed by our musical collective, Utopian Dreams. I can also be contacted at lordamenra@yahoo.com, LORDAMENRA@yahoo.com. Now say to the divine utopian ultra-terrestrial illuminated original Cometian, DJED'WA, cosmic brother and sisterhood, we now stand collectively together in the cosmos, in our divine utopian auras, establishing our divine utopian independent sovereignty. Hotep.